Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to not a stream. This is a normal ass YouTube video. Today I'd just like to talk about the Raspberry Pi 400 with Rasbian running. Or I guess they changed the name from Rasbian to Raspberry Pi OS, but it's the same damn thing. Honestly, I like the name Rasbian a little bit more. So first off, what the fuck is the Raspberry Pi 400? It is a Raspberry Pi 4, essentially, a little bit less on the RAM, but it's encased in a keyboard, kind of like the form factor of an old Commodore 64 or a ZX Spectrum. You know, those like little game console computer keyboard things from the 80s, right? So this has a couple of advantages to a regular ass Raspberry Pi, which we'll get into, but the Raspberry Pi 400 comes with the operating system pre-installed in the microSD to ease up the setup process. It comes with all that you need, and even a little nifty 200 to 250 page book that covers a surprising amount. I just really like the Raspberry Pi overall, so I wanted to talk about it for anyone who, I don't know, was curious about it or just wanted to dive into it a little bit or learn about it. I haven't really messed with it too much, so this is gonna be a very meandering, maybe fun video. It's a big maybe though. No, I think it's gonna be cool. Anyway, you plug in the fucking thing, and if you've never worked with a Raspberry Pi before, the second it's getting power, it is on. So you just have to turn it off and then unplug it, and then plug it back in when you want to turn it on. And we got it connected to an HDMI. Let's see. And for the record, I do believe it looks yeah, I do believe it looks better on my my screen than it does right here. The shitty USB made in China, courtesy of John Cena himself, capture card I'm using, kind of blurs the edges a little bit, but I mostly stream retro shit anyway if I'm using the capture card. Anyway, I digress, as I always do. This is the background we get. What is this, like Thailand or some shit? Cambodia. Right now what we're listening to is some Amiga music. For the record, I just didn't want this to be a pure silence hour video or however long it's gonna be. But yeah, you set up the internet up here. Yeah, you have to, when you plug it in, I do find that you have to click on the wireless to enable Wi-Fi, which is fine. You can do the same with Bluetooth. Fuck with the sound, fuck with the time. It's just a general desktop. So if you were a kid, or if you're, parents and you're buying something for a kid and it's like, I don't know, maybe 9 to 14, you could just drop $100 and buy him this keyboard with all sorts of shit on it, and it can help him with programming, help him with homework. Maybe watch videos, play games, do a lot of things on it instead of just going all in for a laptop or something. Yeah, first I guess we'll show the terminal. If you never mess with the terminal, it's like the command line, right? So if I'm like, tell me the locations here, there you are. So you'd learn quite a bit. And go figure, the book actually covers a little bit of the terminal, really basic shit, change directory, lists, the kind of shit you would be doing back in MS-DOS days, but still, oh god. Still fine. The keyboard itself is very thin, that the Raspberry Pi is encased in. It kind of reminds me of a Mac keyboard, like one of those Bluetooth ones, but surprising quality. Obviously, it's not like a big-ass gaming mechanical keyboard, but it's pretty good. Nonetheless, you got your file browsers. If you wanted to populate the desktop with shit, there you go. I mean, it's a computer. It's a full-on desktop computer that you could. Well, I mean, I guess if you put on like this operating system on a regular ass Raspberry Pi, you could fit in your pocket. I'm not entirely sure you could fit a keyboard in your pocket. But yeah, you have all your locations. This is Linux. If you're, let's, I guess, take a step back here. If you've never messed with any Linux distribution before, Linux is a free operating system and there's many different kinds, many different distros. This is Rasbian, which is a version of Linux made for the Raspberry Pi. It has everything that normal Linux would have, but a very, very simplistic layout, which I've heard some people on the internet complain about, but it's really not that big of a deal. But this is like your Windows File Explorer, or what is it in Mac? Finder? Is that what's called in Mac? Yeah, you could put like videos locally. I mean, if you're on another computer, you could just drag and drop to populate this shit in locally, you know? Or just put the micro SD card that this thing's running on in your another computer and put on a bunch of movies and music and whatnot, depending on how big the micro SD was on there. But very cool. And you have the internet. This is Chromium, which you can see here. Restore pages. It did not shut down correctly. Had a little. YouTube has been kind of notorious running on Rasbian, Raspberry Pi OS, I guess I should say. But yeah, you could probably get another browser on here probably pretty easily. But one thing I find funny is it comes with like uBlock Origin and shit, and all sorts of tracking and ad blocking add-ons. I just find that funny. Even the people at Raspberry Pi are like, you know what? Fuck ads. No one likes ads. But if you want to go to Twitch, see the degeneracy there. And for the record, whenever I go on Twitch to stream, so I rarely see the degeneracy on here, man. It's like, oh, you got some titty streamers. This is me going on tangent, forgive me. Some titty streamers. Some of the guys are like, hey guys, what's up? Welcome to this. Oh, just going way too hard with it. And then, of course, if you want some next level cancer, there's morons in the just chatting. If you're familiar with this stream, you guess which one of these 5 assholes I hate more than life itself. But I digress. But if you want to see your good old pal, count of Monte Fisto. Oh, good. Now it's even autocompleted for me. Hey, look at that. There you are. There you are, all 159 followers. Alright, now it's just me masturbating stream, really. Yeah, let me just jerk myself off real quick. But hey, maybe you're a member of the channel, but you only fuck around the YouTube, right? Well, if you're unfamiliar, I stream live on Twitch. I don't do anything else here. You're not gonna play, are you? I just told you to shut the fuck up. No,
Variety channel.
No, shut the fuck up. Oh god, I hate auto-playing shit. I don't even know why I do it. I really should just delete it. But if you ever want to catch me live, just follow me on Twitch. I stream a lot of older shit. Yeah, as you can see, it's a little slow. I mean, even for the record, even on my laptop, Twitch eats RAM. Like a shocking amount. More so than any other site, like legit, more so than any other site I go to. So probably, maybe this isn't the best way to watch Twitch. Granted, if you're a kid and had nothing else to do, you could do it on here. But this thing isn't really for watching videos. But hey, you see my fun Twitch emotes. I know, I like them. There's Terry A. Davis. The sorry for what and guys, always good. Anyway, yeah, so I guess bottom line is this thing isn't exactly for web browsing, but if you want to, it's there. But yeah, it can handle it, albeit maybe a little bit slow. But really, this is where the meat and potatoes lies in this thing. Most specifically in the programming, education, office, and I guess you could do games, but let's just like look at these 3, right? This really is a productivity thing. Where, you know, if you wanted, like, Word, right? And I kind of want to make this video for just people who, of all walks of life. If all you're familiar with is Mac or Windows, Libre is just freeware productivity software, right? So you have your Word, right? You can type up papers. You have your Excel. you have all this, and it really has all the same shit that the others have, unless kind of like what Adobe does, where they copyright some of their features. Oh, and if you don't know that, right, let's say I'm using like Photoshop and I have my Photoshop thing here. Having images snap in on the center line or snap in on certain axis, Adobe has copywritten that. So literally no other photo editing software is allowed to use that. I'm dead fucking serious. It's actually disgusting. It's a lot of rants, yes. This is a lot of random rants. My bad, guys. But let's see. What else do we got here?
You ready to kick some ass?
Oh yeah, our fucking 1980s Amiga PC dance music. I dig it. Let's actually look at some of this. We're just gonna explore this together. So this is apparently to do math things. I don't know. I am not a math magician, so I don't fucking know. But if you know, I guess like a graphing calculator. There you go. There's all your shit there. Now what is base? Database. What is this, like Docker? All right, maybe something like that. Use database wizard to create a new database. I don't know. Should I just make one? Yeah, sure. A new database. Let's call it practice database. Let's call it that. We'll discover this together. We're gonna go on a journey, and if you know any questions I have, if you know the answers to them, just post in the comments. Let me know. I'm a little retarded. What is this for? I wonder. Yeah, like I know Docker. Is that what it's called, Docker, right? Or like SQL, what I lovingly call squirrel. Yeah, I think that's what it is. SQL is like you have databases to do things with information. Not really sure how it's applicable, but apparently it's very useful. I just don't know my ass from my elbow on that topic, but if you figure that shit out, that's probably pretty cool. I just don't know. Your Excel, your draw, what is this? I think Impress, that's the equivalent of like making presentations. Do I just like draw on this? What do you mean draw? Just making graphics? I guess it's like making graphics. Is it good? I feel like probably not, honestly. Huh. I wonder what the fucking purpose of this is. I usually use GIMP on my Linux laptop. I just have Ubuntu. But GIMP is just it's like Photoshop but free. That's also free. The world of Linux is full of free shit. I actually really dig it. But there we are. That's the Office suite. But yeah, like if you're a kid and you want to do homework from home and don't want to use the family computer, just want to have like your own thing. This is awesome. I think if you have a kid from like 10 to 14, is great, especially where it comes to programming. But first, let's look at this shit, because this shit's actually pretty cool. So this is, to my knowledge, new project. Let's do it. All right. Of course, I don't know what I'm doing, but apparently this is like you build your own circuits. But I've never used a program like this. I fucked with a breadboard before, but I really don't know what I'm doing. But you can make shit. I'm trying to click component, but it does not work. What do I start with? Maybe I start with a chip. I don't know. But there's ways to use this to make your own shit. Nah, I don't want to fucking save it. Fuck you. Let's see. Then there's the programming section, right? And this has a couple of different things. You have the thing for the Sense Hat, which is a little expansion board for, I think it only works, it doesn't work for the Raspberry Pi 400 because of its form factor. If you have a regular ass Raspberry Pi, you plug that into the top, and it's kind of pre-installed with buttons and accelerometers and different sensors and lights that you can program right here, which is pretty fucking cool. I don't know what Sonic Pi is, but then you have some IDEs if you want to work with Python, some general programming. I don't fucking know. So if you want to do a print, I don't fucking know. Ooga booga. Motherfucker. There we are. Some nice kid-friendly shit right there. And then I just run it. Let me run it. Oh god, I gotta save it? Wait, can I just like... Oh wait. Aha. I run the shell? I wonder? I don't fuck with Python too much either. Hey, there we are. There we go. Alright, just doing the shell. But, yeah, I don't know my ass from my elbow from Python. I know, like, basic shit. Very basic shit. You know, operands, strings, shit like that, saving different variables. Can't really actively use it. But, you can learn programming that way. And even the book, I think, like, a good, I don't know, I want to say 60 pages of the book is dedicated to, that the Raspberry Pi 400 comes with, is dedicated to entry-level Python lessons. Really cool shit. I wonder what MU is. Oh shit, it just tells you what the fuck it is. I'm a fucking retard. Forgive me. So Sonic Pi is learn programming and computer science while creating music. So it's like a programming interface where you make music. Let me just look at this. Half waiting for one of these things to just like crash the whole thing. Do I just click it or is it just loading? It's loading. That's interesting. I actually really like that. wait, did it work? Did it work? Did I just jinx myself? I was just talking about potentially shit crashing on me. In the meantime, we can check out, so there's Java. Java is like more complex programming for websites and shit, I believe. What's Genie? They're lightweight IDE. IDEs are essentially just text document forms that have some features in it to make writing code a little bit easier. Technical computing system. What does this thing do? That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look up why the Mu program just died on me. When I first got it, I did do some fucking around with customization updating. Like going to the terminal and doing some different things. That could probably be the reason why. Huh, interesting. So this is called Wolfram. Oh, what's up, Layla? Hold up, my dog wants some love. Interesting. So you mess with different cells, matrix. I wonder if it's like Microsoft Excel, but some sort of weird programming combo. Alright, can you just like, there we are. Alright. Did I like click it twice? Alright, just quit. Just quit. I don't need you anymore. Let's try the Sonic Pi again. I think that's very interesting. Oh my god, my dog is so warm. She's such a loving baby. I love this dog. Alright, it's gonna hang up again. Oh, that sucks. Once again, yeah, I did some weird custom updating, right? So what I did was I went to the terminal and changed around the config file and updated manually, because when the shit is in the box, the operating system running's pretty old, but it would update a previous version of Rasbian, Raspberry Pi OS. So I think if you did get this, my suggestion is to just, it's very easy. And I think I'm gonna do this myself, honestly, after I'm done this video. Plug it into your computer, download the Raspberry Pi imager, and there's the top selection is for Raspberry Pi OS, and you just flash the micro SD, and it'll format it, and then when it's done, you just take it out, put it in the keyboard. It couldn't be easier. But anyway. And there's this thing called Scratch, which I was looking at, because there's actually a pretty big section of the book dedicated to this. Yeah, alright, Sonic Pi server, I got you. That little pop-up was for Sonic Pi. The Scratch, what this is, because, yeah, I was flipping through the beginner's guide. Well, it's a pretty nice book that it comes with, honestly. This is like a visual interface programming environment where you have predetermined actions that you kind of plug into each other, like in this drag and drop. No, that's good. Drag and drop format. So if I were to say, move 10 steps. I don't fucking know. What is it? Events? Ah, there we are. Okay. This one clicks. So you just drag and drop from these different categories, right? So he's gonna move 10 steps and meow until done. And then, what else do we want him to do? How do we make him say shit? Oh, there we are. We'll have him say, Ooga Booga. Motherfucker. There we are. It's always gotta be Ooga Booga Motherfucker. And then, what else can we have him do? Shit, motion. There we are, that's what I want. Minus 10? Beautiful. Alright, so let's see the shit. Did that work? Oh, it's like in one step at a time. That doesn't work. wait, why doesn't it work? What am I not seeing here? Hold up, I want you bigger. Why is it so small? How do I like reset it? I would choose a backdrop too. Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. Okay. So you have a whole bunch of unique things. Have them in the jungle. There we are. I wonder why. Because you think it would like move 10, meow, move 10 back, and then say ooga booga motherfucker. But he just kept walking off. He just didn't want anything to do with this video. He was like, ah, fuck this, fuck this clown. I don't want anything to do with him. How do I reset? There's gotta be a way to reset, motherfucker. Come on. I don't know. I mean, this is my first time fucking with this thing, so I have no idea what I'm doing. You can even edit the sprite with like an art style. This, you know what this kind of reminds me of? This kind of reminds me of Mario Paint for the Super Nintendo, if you've ever played that. So you can change the costume. You can record your own sounds. Or fuck with your own sounds, too. Yeah, I'm sure you could just like record it, you know? Like plug something in. Like a USB headset or something, because I don't think there's a microphone on the Raspberry Pi. Oh, there's okay, there's tutorials for it. Oh, look at that! Look at that! This is cool. I like this. It's interesting. These are all the little tutorials you could do. And you could save your project, fuck with it. But that's Scratch. And for whatever reason, they have all three Scratches on here. I don't know why. Maybe some people like the older Scratch. No. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna personally just, and I recommend you do that. Don't fuck with it necessarily like I did, but just flash the whole fucking thing when you get it. Just update it before you get too invested in your current operating system and you save a whole bunch of files. Before you do that, just install your own. I know that's daunting. People might buy these because they don't know their ass from their elbow with computers. But I'm telling you, it is very simple with the Raspberry Pi imager to install and update and verify a new operating system image on a microSD. This one comes with a 16 gigabyte, by the way, which I think is kind of small, but I have quite a few ideas I want to do that with that. Then you have the VLC media player. And if for whatever reason you're a crazy asshole and you only use Windows Media Player, question your life. VLC Media Player is awesome. I've been using it for over a decade. It's great. Many different operating systems. I have image viewer. Okay, this just your basic image viewer. You know, if you want to click on an image and look at it. Then we have your games. I guess we could fuck with that for a little bit. You have your text editor. What's text info? Viewer for text info documents. What the fuck is a text info document? Oh, like a viewing a document within the command prompt? Like VI or Vim? Huh. I guess so. I guess that's exactly what this is. Cute. Okay, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't just use, like, Vim or something. Oh, I mean, I guess Vim is pretty clunky, but if you get good with Vim, that's pretty good. Make a copy of the Rasbian SD card. I guess if you plugged it in through a USB adapter, you could certainly do that. You have your task manager. I wonder what... No, I guess there's nothing in it. Yeah, so you can see 4 gigabytes of RAM is what we got. Cute. So this is just like, well, it's like Task Manager. And I'll talk about the different Raspberry Pi options at the end. Right now, I'm just kind of diving into it. Oh, you have your mail extension here. Just put in your email. As opposed to going through a web browser and looking up your email. Kind of like if you had, what is the Windows equivalent called? Outlook? Yeah, it's kind of like that. VNC viewer, this is for if you're running a VNC client, which is say if you're running a VNC program on another computer, you can control your Raspberry Pi 400 from a different computer for reasons. If you want to do it, there you are. You can dive as deep in as you want, Daddy. Don't even have to knock. Let's see what else we got. Raspberry Pi diagnostics, if you want to test it and check shit. PDF viewer, what kind of PDF viewer are we rocking? Just a very basic one is the answer to that. I wonder if, what was it? Shit, what is my favorite, PDF viewer called? Hold up, I gotta give a shout out to my favorite, PDF viewer because it's great. And I strongly recommend all of you assholes check that shit. Foxit. F-O-X-I-T. Foxit Reader and Foxit Editor are fantastic. I actually love them way more than any of Adobe's shit. Please check it out. Really good stuff. A lot of the features that are locked away in Adobe Reader or Adobe Acrobat, unless you pay them money, it's just for free in Foxit. It's great. Main menu, add or remove applications, your basic file manager that we already saw. Calculator, archiver. Oh, okay, so like zipped files, right, to compress and decompress files. Then you have your bookshelf, and oh wait, projects. I wonder what this projects. Oh shit! It takes you. That's pretty cool. It takes you right to the website for different ideas, games, websites, music, robot, digital art. Cool. And you really can do all that shit with Raspberry Pi. It's very simple. Very cool stuff. That's neat. That's neat that it takes you right to it. Get started, help, Debian reference. Okay, just a guide of how Debian works. So this is one thing I absolutely want to show you, because this is, to me, incredible. So apparently there are physical copies of different like tech magazines in stores. I fucking never look at physical magazines anymore. I haven't done that shit since like the mid to late 2000s for gaming, before shit happened unveiling that the gaming industry at large is just full of shit. But I digress. This is Custom PC Magazine. Couple issues there. Wireframe Magazine, which is just general tech shit. Mostly games. This is like gaming shit. Hackspace magazines are more like physical tech, throwing shit together, and different projects you can do. And the Magpie is just specifically Raspberry Pi magazines, but these are all free. You just download from the cloud and you read them. If I want to check this out, I download it. Any of this is so like it's not all installed, so that way you're bogging down your system, and then after you read it, you can delete it off your system. But let's check this out. Once again, it's not exactly like a powerhouse or anything. Obviously, it's a at base value, I believe that the Raspberry Pi 4 is like $45, but of course, yeah, you can only buy that shit for maybe like 70, 60, 70, and then if you need all the extra peripherals included, it's like 120. Like, dude, it's the Raspberry Pi Foundation needs to do a better job at supplying it through retailers that aren't going to hike up the price once they start getting slim. Because right now, legit, the best place to buy this shit is Amazon, which is kind of sad, honestly. But anyway. Yeah, so you have your whole 70-page magazine. And personally, I really like PDFs. I did the ebook thing for a while, but with my tablet, my Samsung. PDFs are just great. They're not gonna fuck up. Oh, this is the Sense hat that I was talking about earlier. You just put it on top and it connects to the iOpens to talk to each other. And then when you have your Raspberry Pi plugged into your TV, if you were using a Pi 4 instead of I'm using the keyboard, Pi 400, then you could do some physical programming, you know? But yeah, just the sheer amount of reading material here is just absolutely insane. And I think one of these even said something about... Where the fuck was that? I don't think it would be in the Magpie. Where would that fucking thing be? Ah, there we are. The Arduino. If you were... Okay, for the record... So there's the Raspberry Pi Pico, which... How much is that? God, the Pico is like $10, isn't it? It's crazy. The Pico is just like... It's just a microcontroller that you connect to a breadboard and a breadboard is just the if you don't know, it's like the white empty circuit with a whole bunch of pinholes in it that you connect wires to make like lights go and fans spin and buttons hit and buzzers go off for just basic circuitry building, you know. Let's switch to the next music's track. I got a couple queued. It'll also help me not go on and on and on for decades. Although this video is probably already way too long. If you're with me, thank you. I do appreciate it. Much love. Oh, this is a fucking meaty book, ain't it? Holy shit. One thing that's weird is that it opens in Chromium instead of the PDF viewer. That's kind of weird, right? Like, you think you'd be proud of your PDF viewer. Anyway, so that's the Raspberry Pi Pico that I was just talking about that you plug into a breadboard, and it gives you more... It's like one step above, like, raw circuitry, you know what I mean? This is a slight step above that, where it has its own IDE that you install. and you program in that, then you just plug it with a USB-B, like a printer USB. And then you hook up the I/O pins and you do things. So it's how much is a fucking Arduino? Like 15 bucks, 20 bucks? It's nice. I like it. I have one. I really enjoy it. It's actually the first time I ever fucked with a breadboard. It was using Arduino. It's from Italy. They're very cool. I really like this thing. See, oh yeah, 132 pages to this twice the size. Oh nice, you can make some giant D&D dice with one. Oh man. That's fucking cool. Oh yeah, sleek, sexy, spectrometer clocks. Steampunk Game Boy. Oh shit, does this actually work? Oh wait, that's not with an Arduino. It's not that powerful, is it? Let's look at it. Let's see. Okay, what the fuck did this madman do? As much as possible, this is handmade. What the fuck? Dude, that's some next level autism, bro. I appreciate it. Giri Praus from the Eastern Bloc countries, I'm sure. That's awesome. Word up, bro. Much love from the U.S. Waldorf Naptown. Anyway, fuck. Let's Yeah. So I mean, there's all sorts of cool shit. And then for the books, do we even look at this? Yeah, these are all just full-on books, guides of how to work with Sonic Pi, right? How to work with the camera module. How to make a first-person shooter game, probably using Python if I had to take a wild, stab in the dark. How to conquer the command line. Could you imagine? Could you fucking imagine being like somewhere between like 9 and 15 and already being not even like necessarily dirty with the command line, but like know what you're doing in the command line? Dude, the leg up this would have on a kid would just be nuts. They would be ready to kick some serious fucking ass out of high school, I swear. Retro gaming with the... Oh, so this is probably on RetroPie, which is, if you're new to the channel, or if you just click this randomly, I don't know why you would, but if you did, I do a lot of retro gaming, and all my retro gaming streams are captured through my Raspberry Pi 4 running RetroPie. All other PC games and more modern games are done right on my PC, naturally, but I really like having the kind of couch and TV experience for retro game instead of being at the computer. Although I'm not one of those guys who are like, oh my god, you play games with the keyboard and the mouse. Some games are so much fucking better with the keyboard and mouse, and I am a big fan of PC gaming. But I like TV for my retro gaming. We have different like projects you can do. This is the Raspberry Pi beginner's guide for the 4. And this is what the 400 comes with, so I guess we better check that out. Oh shit, it does have an entire book on the Arduino. Yeah, they're not even necessarily competing with each other. They're trying to help each other. I guess they realize that there's a big overlap of consumer bases. So it's like, might as well advertise for each other, since, if you have one, you're probably going to own the other. Help, my computer is broken. Holy, is it just like a book on general computer troubleshooting? Jesus. That's awesome. I mean, that's just really fucking cool. Well, we're gonna get to the game soon. Oh, for the record, I hate this art style, this like new age, metropolitan. I'm from New York and I'm from San Francisco. And I want to make sure my art style is all-inclusive to everyone, so I'm going to make it really, really fugly. I hate that shit. Why isn't it loading? Pretty good. It's almost there. Almost there. We almost got the fingers holding the thing. 1 hour later. Oh, you know what this would also be good for? If you have... I guess at a certain point, why wouldn't you just throw this on like an e-reader, huh? Well, shit, this is taking fucking forever. Well, that takes forever. There we are. Hey, I just had to scroll around and it loaded in. I wonder why I had to scroll around for it to load in. That's kind of bizarre. But yeah, 250 pages. So you have what the Raspberry Pi is and what components you're looking at. I guess we should zoom in. Unless you got eagle eyes. Getting started with it, so how to set it up so it's working. And, these are very short sections. How to use what we're looking at now, Raspberry Pi OS. And then you have a good 40-page lesson on Scratch 3, a good 30-page lesson on Python, how to use a breadboard and the GPI opens physically to make circuitry. Although I think this would do a lot better if you were I mean, I think you could. The Sense Hat and the camera module, you have to be rocking a Raspberry Pi 4. But you could hook up a breadboard to the GPI opens on the Raspberry Pi 400. I just think it would be kind of a pain in the ass. This is more just for convenience sake. Once again, I was going to talk about all this later, so let's talk about that at the end of the video. Like in what situation you would want a Pico, a Zero, a Raspberry Pi 4, a 400, or an Arduino. I kind of want to hit on that. But yeah, it's just like a real good, nice, meaty book. Not too hard at all. Oh, there you are. There's the Raspberry Pi 4. If you've never seen one, it's beautiful. I love it. I just got a second one, and I'm using that for a music player and server over the internet. It's pretty cool. I like it. Anyway, so yeah, this is just all... Well, it's a bookshelf. It's exactly what it says it is. It's a whole lot of things to really work with. Then for games, we have Python games. Games written in Python. What would you mean? Wait, eat the smaller squirrels. I wonder. Explain. Oh wait, I gotta eat the smaller squirrels, not the big. I gotta. Okay. Well, do squirrels do this shit? This is a horrible vision of the future. Oh god, I'm dying. Yeah, so like you could fucking make this. You know what I mean? Or your kid could. All right. And you might have seen. Okay, can you like close, motherfucker? Oh god, is it gonna hang up? Oh no. Or did I just not click it? Well, here's where we use the task manager. Close that shit, motherfucker. Where do we see task manager? I'm retarded. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. There we are. I mean, I guess we could just ignore it for now, huh? What would this one be called? I guess that's probably it, huh? I mean, it is Python. Hey, there we are. We did it. All right, I was a little worried. I was a little worried. I'm like, shit. I hope that's it. Let's see. Tetronimo. Let's see. So basic Tetris. Okay. Kind of reminds me of an Office Space. I don't know. There's just one scene where he's playing Tetris while the Bob is yelling at him. All right. We could do this all day. So I'm just not. Oh, does it just wait? Does it always hang up? Yeah, I gotta like just fresh install the newest Raspberry Pi OS. And just in general. All right, Python, kill that shit. Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah. Kill the screen with pixels. I mean, we could check that shit out later. Soccer mirror pod. What the fuck is this? Oh shit, is this like just Centipede? Okay. Oh god, no, I suck. I never really played Centipede much. Truth be told, I've always just, I don't know. Never really been interested in Centipede. Hey, look at that. Okay, so I can destroy the rocks, alright. Fucking old is Centipede. Centipede's gotta be pretty fucking balls old. Around the same time as like Asteroids and Missile Command, yeah. Oh, well that fucking closed easily. Good. So this is Python that hangs up. Soccer, which I'm sure is bad, but I guess if you live in Britain, y'all motherfuckers love soccer over there, even though you call it something dumb. Cavern. Code the Classics Cavern game. We got Bunner. Alright, we'll check this and then Minecraft and then move on. Oh shit, it's like a fucking bubble bobble. But there's shit falling at me. What the fuck? But then wait. I feel like this is poorly coded. I'm not really getting hurt. I'm like missing something. Okay. Oh, so I only get hurt if they shoot their clown goo at me. Alright, whatever. That kind of makes it a little easier than Bubble Bobble. Not that Bubble Bobble isn't already fucking easy. But yeah, let's close this one out. Yeah, just like some time wasters. But then there's Minecraft, which, to my knowledge, is just kind of like okayed by Minecraft. Just a nice little agreement between the people who own Minecraft and Raspberry Pi, in order to give you like a freeware, really basic version. Which I don't really fucking play Minecraft, for the record. Oh wait, how do I place it? What is this? How do I? Ah, there you are. You right click. Cute. Yeah, I've never played too much Minecraft. Only time I ever played Minecraft really was like visited my with my ex, and we visited her family, and I was playing Minecraft with her brother. I mean, she was my girlfriend at the time, so it wasn't that fucking weird. Shit, although I do know some people who do. Spend time with their exes, which I don't know, I think it's kind of fucking weird. Let's move past that shit. There we are. Hey, can I go through the door? I can. Alright, well, there we are. There's our little shed. Our little shed that we can whack off in. In the immortal words of the neighbor from Beavis and Butthead. Shit, what's that guy's name? Fuck, it's like on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, let's see what else is here. Oh, and I guess you can make a workbench too, right? Is that a workbench? No. I wonder how simplified this version of Minecraft is. Alright, so it's so simple that I'm flying. Okay. Yeah, this has to be like a super simple version, but all the same. Well, I guess it is kind of growing. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I've never been into Minecraft, although I did hear that the second season of Minecraft was just released, so like a huge content update. Which, yeah, that's cool. I guess if you like Minecraft, that's probably awesome. You could probably full screen it, but I actually wonder. That like break the fucking thing in full screen. Yeah, I guess you could probably check it, but it's fairly underpowered by design to keep the price down. So, you know, once again, it's not really about the game, it's not really about the internet, it's more about the productivity, just the tech side, you know, the beauty of Raspberry Pi. Although if you wanted to do fancier shit, you know, it's what I'm going to do, and what I did is I just installed Pi Mega on one micro SD, and another RetroPie on another, and you can just swap out the micro SDs to have things more suited for entertainment, you know? That's the thing about Raspberry Pi. If you want to just install some crazy shit and just run it, you just do it. But for this, out of the box, Rasbian, this definitely gets the job done. Anyway, I guess, let's see, you can fuck with the appearance, add and remove software. What is RNR? Command settings. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, okay. So this is if you had another screen plugged in. Dude, I don't know how the fuck this would. Like, this kind of chugs a little bit of ass here and there. I don't know how the hell you would do it with a dual monitor setup. Dude, on my desktop PC, I'm running. What is my graphics card? It's not amazing. It's a 1050 Ti GTX. But my graphic card, when I'm running two monitors, certain things will just fucking shit all over my life. So I don't know how the fuck you would run a dual monitor setup on a Raspberry Pi. But hey, there you go. Now what's command settings? Oh! Alright, just wired in internet settings. Okay. I mean, that's cool. And the print settings. Once again, like if you have a kid and they need to do their fucking homework, they can just print to the printer without necessarily needing a computer, and you can be like, well, I can just lend them my laptop, and you know, you could, but I mean, especially as a kid or an adult at any age, you kind of like having things of your own. So this would be very cool. And I have seen people run GZ Doom on this. Once again, Doom runs on everything. So if I got Doom on this motherfucker, that's probably the only game I would play. Although, yeah, these, you know, you could kill some time with these. These aren't so bad. But once again, with a bigger micro SD, you can throw on some movies, some games, dick around with. And once again, YouTube was working for me before I updated some shit, and then it started to crash Chromium. So, who knows? Who knows? Anyway, this was Raspberry Pi 400, a very cool little device indeed that I will be fucking around with quite a bit for when I'm just, well, I'm actually gonna read quite a few of those magazines for when I'm fucking around with it, but, you know, just if I'm learning Python, I think I'm gonna be using the Raspberry Pi 400 running Rasbian, if I'm, or I guess it was, oh, the Raspberry Pi OS. I don't know, I kind of like Rasbian. We're gonna call it Rasbian. The Raspberry Pi Foundation can go fuck himself. It's called Rasbian for me. But yeah, for if I'm just practicing general tech practice, messing around with the command line, or practicing Python, or just general programming, I'm gonna be messing around with this, and I think that's really, really cool. And as far as the Raspberry Pi 400 goes, you're gonna be seeing a couple of videos later on. Like I said, one of the micro SD cards I'm putting on RetroPie, and on that build of RetroPie, because I have RetroPie on my Raspberry Pi 4 that I already do shit with. On this version of RetroPie, I'm going to have it be focused on retro MS-DOS games and Apple II games, and maybe even some Commodore 64 games because of the form factor. The form factor is great for that kind of thing. And then on another micro SD, we're going to have Amiberry, or what was it called? Pimiga. There we are. Pimiga, the 2.0 just launched. I'm really excited to try that out. Really cool shit overall. So the question is, in what situation would you want which? Well, first of all, I think if you got anything for a kid, maybe your kid's between like 9 and 15, this would be the tits, just in general. But if you were a real techie with circuitry and breadboards, I would say go for the Pico, the Raspberry Pi Pico. And if you wanted to practice coding as well, and kind of do similar shit, but with an even more underpowered system, I would say go for the Arduino. The Arduino is really cool. I really dig it. So if you wanted to mess with building circuits physically and breadboards, I'd say go for that. Although the Pi 4 and as you can see in this picture, there are some GPIO pins right in the back there. You could mess with it with that as well. But then there's the Raspberry Pi Zero, which is also cheap. And what the Raspberry Pi Zero is essentially a Raspberry Pi 4, but with way less RAM. I think it has half a gigabyte of RAM, no USB ports, and no Ethernet port. It does everything offloaded using Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but it is also dirt cheap. So if you're doing something like a local server to connect to the internet, like, you know, if you were older and doing shit with it, that's what I would use it for anyway. But you could hook up, like in theory, you could hook up a Bluetooth mouse and a Bluetooth keyboard and kind of do the same shit we were looking at here. But yo, that half a gigabyte of RAM would kind of be shit, in all honesty. I really think if you're doing it like a server project, just like I did with my, no, because you couldn't do that because there's no like audio jack. Fuck. Yeah, with my one Raspberry Pi that I hooked up as a jukebox. It's hooked up to some desktop speakers, and I use it as a jukebox, like a music player. Well, for some projects, the Raspberry Pi Zero would be very good. But the real debate, if you're doing some more heavy shit, between should I go with the Raspberry Pi 4 or the Raspberry Pi 400? What should I get? Well, it really depends. If you were doing some shit with like the SenseHat and the camera and fucking around with physical computing and physical programming aided by the desktop environment, obviously you would want the Raspberry Pi 4, the buck-ass naked system on a chip. But if you just wanted like a computer you could conveniently carry around, hook up to the TV, hook up here, hook up there, I think the Raspberry Pi 400 is great, and that book it comes with is fantastic. But if you were like situated in one place at a desk already, maybe you have a setup where you have a TV on a desk, or your kid has a TV on a desk, and you were hooking that shit up to the monitor or TV, respectively. It really doesn't matter since all of that would just be sitting on the desk in one spot anyway. So I guess in that case, you might want to go for the Raspberry Pi 4 and just buy a keyboard and mouse. And, you know, in that way, you could even go with the USB ports. You could do a wireless. You know, just plug in the wireless adapter into the USB and you're good to go. That said, I like both. I say go both, but if you can go only one, I mean, that's seriously up to you, because, yeah, I think both are fantastic. But really, this is something that could really keep a kid busy and give them a real leg up. So long as that they're motivated. That's the real thing. You can't just like snap your fingers and there you are, have anyone do something. You got to have that motivation factor in order to try to learn a skill and get better at something. But this is very cool and a Ken game. Anyway, this is Account Monte Fisto. Thank you guys for watching. If you like my shit, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe. And if you want to watch me play games live, check me out on Twitch. But all of the past streams archived get uploaded here on YouTube. So if you just want to check that out, go for it. Anyway, thanks again, everyone, and peace out.